Good evening. Well, last night we talked about what had been going on night after night in Leicester. Violent riots taking place on the street. 24 plus police officers, even a police dog, injured, and really horrible scenes. And just as we came off air, we got news that in Smethwick, 50 miles away, quite close to Birmingham, something very similar had happened. And just look at these pictures. Just look at these scenes. I mean, it is a riot. It is a violent, threatening mob. Frankly, it's horrendous. Have a look at this. Now, you can see chanting, screaming, aggression, and I'm not picking sides in this fight. I'm not saying that the Hindu groups have behaved worse than the Muslim groups or vice versa. What I am saying is I hoped and prayed we would never, ever see scenes such as this taking place in British cities. These are religious riots. These are, frankly, race riots. Such are the hatreds displayed between the different groups. Now, thus far, there's been no escalation to other towns and cities, but I don't know where this ends. I'm not sure how this ends. I've got huge sympathy for those police officers that are there. It's extraordinary that so few members of our press corps, be it newspapers or television and radio broadcasters, even want to debate this. The problem, you see, is we've been arguing ever since Tony Blair that all diversity is good, that all immigration is good. We haven't bothered to talk about integration. We haven't bothered to consider what the tensions could be between some of those groups. Now, this has now escalated up into being an international diplomatic incident. But see whether you think the statements by the Indian government or the Pakistani government are helpful in this context. See, the Indian government say that in Leicester, the vandalisation of premises and symbols of the Hindu religion we strongly condemn. And then, of course, if we go to Pakistan, they point out that there has been intimidation unleashed against the Muslims of the area. So the Indian government are sticking up for the Hindu group, the Pakistani government are sticking up for the Muslim group, and I don't know how this ends. I'm asking you for bright ideas. How does this end? Farage at GBNews.uk. Because if this doesn't end, then we're going to finish up with a situation in our cities as bad as it was in Belfast during the Troubles, where we had that horrible sectarianism, violence, and indeed we had deaths on a large scale. I don't know how much this can escalate. I don't want to see British cities turned into Belfast during the Troubles. We need to find some kind of solution. But is it? Could it be too late?